Authenticity is your superpower. In other words, being your truest, most badass self, regardless of what other people think, is the key to life. First of all, my name is Rose Rune, and I'm just a regular human being following a more spiritual and authentic path and hoping that through my insights and experiences, I can inspire you to do the same. Authenticity is an interesting thing because I think so many of us have been conditioned to want to please. We want to seek validation. We want to be accepted by our community, by our peers. It's a very, I guess, tribal mentality to not want to be rejected, and it's totally reasonable. Way back when, if you were ostracized from the group, you were on your own and had to fend for yourself from predators, from other tribes, and so it's totally a reasonable survival mechanism for us to want to be accepted and to compromise our own personal, unique values, beliefs, needs, desires to be accepted into the group. Here's the thing. What if at the end of the day, your truest self, what if you have a message to share that's being silenced right now? What if that message, though, is meant to be heard by certain people? And maybe the people in your immediate life are not those people. Maybe they will not understand. Maybe they'll even be unhappy with you or uncomfortable with you not following their expectations or challenging their perception of you. Some people don't change and won't change, not because they can't, but because they just don't believe they can. And those kinds of people often will try to hold on to a specific version of you because if you change, it shows back to them, kind of mirrors back to them that they aren't changing. And that's a really hard thing to face. But I do think that there's something to be said about when you step into your authentic power and you really start to peel back all of those layers of who you thought you were, who you've been told you are, by your family, by your teachers, by your friends growing up, maybe even by yourself from just wanting to fit in or wanting to impress people or yourself to make yourself feel worthy or like you could understand yourself. Never underestimate the value and importance of your authentic power and your mission on this planet. Because when you uncover all of the conditioning and the layers that have been tacked onto that core self, the truest essence of your being, first of all, you realize you're vast, you are complex, cannot be defined by anything or any one thing, because you're really everything. But you also just step into this like unimaginable flow of magnetism and attraction for the people who are meant to operate at that same level as you are, who are meant to hear the message that you are here to share or see the art that you are here to create, or whatever it is for you that you know somewhere deep down inside of you that that's your path. But it's just kind of being silenced because you're here feeding the other one, the path of fear, ego, tribal mentality, fitting in, being accepted by the wrong crowd, the wrong tribe, the survive tribe, not the thrive tribe. A lot of us are very lucky to be able to say that we have a choice. We can live to survive or we can live to thrive, and why not go for it, you know what I mean? And I know it's really scary because it's also very scary to be seen, but it's also liberating. It's so incredibly liberating to stand in your truth. I have goosebumps right now as I say it. And magical, miraculous things happen. Most of us are taught how to row, right? Like in the boat. It's almost like we're taught to row upstream, when in reality you can throw away the oars and go with the flow of your own path. The one that's literally written out for you, the one that you were built for. And that is so incredibly exciting and also scary, totally, because it also requires you to have faith in the unknown, to have resilience, and to move through a lot of discomfort, especially when it comes to setting boundaries with people who have certain expectations or perceptions around who you are. Some people won't understand, but sometimes that's a price worth paying when it comes to living a fulfilling life, connecting with the people who really are truly aligned with you on a deep, deep core level, and worth making the impact that that kind of inevitably has. And my call to action for you would be, just start small. I think that for me, the easiest or the most effective way for tapping into my inner knowing and my core self probably was yoga and or meditation. Anything that gets you into a flow state where you can kind of come into a centered place away from the noise and create space from that noise. You stepping into your truth should not upset anyone. The right people, the people who truly care about you and your evolution and your growth and your well-being, are going to cheer you on and grow alongside you. To live your life on someone else's terms, I just don't do that. Please. This is your life, and I really hope that this video inspires you to embrace that, own that, you know? Go after the things that you want, and maybe even take that a step, rewind on that and figure out what you want. What do you really want deep down inside? What does your soul say? Because maybe I need to do a different video entirely on like, what is it even like to be disconnected from your soul? To not even know your authentic truth, because I think that is like an epidemic, absolutely, in the US, if not everywhere, of just how much or little personal empowerment and authority we really kind of have as a society, how much esteem and faith we put in the institutions and just externally, when we have literally all the answers within us. This is a different topic, so we'll get into that as well a little more deeply in a different video, but just starting at the top here at the high level, no one on this planet, not now, not in the past, and not in the future, is you, or has your voice, or your message, or your mission here in this life. And I just really hope that you recognize how unique and beautiful you are as a human and as a soul, and get a little curious about what that is. What is your heart really asking for in this life? And it's not something that just comes out of nowhere in one big epiphany and is like, yes, I know my purpose in life and I am still figuring it out day by day. But the more that I close my eyes and I just listen and I tap in, the more that I get whispers of this way, this way, this way, you know, just the direction of it, the nudges of this feels good, this feels aligned, and nope, no thank you. And you can really start to move towards a life of true alignment and fulfillment. Thank you for being here and for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that it inspires you in some way. Leave a comment if you have any thoughts. Please subscribe to support my channel. I will continue making more and more content like this. I hope you have a great day.